I am here at GSI with Mr. Jose Gomez. Jose, walk me through how the new GSI Interlock, walk me through how this works.
This wheel's been in development for about a year. And we wanted to bring something to the market that was unique in the sense that it provided more functionality to the standard, quote unquote button box. So we call it the Interlock system, and it basically has three layers of differentiation from other wheels. Obviously, this LED matrix is probably the main feature that differentiates it. It's connected to the main base module through pogo pins, so it's wireless connection from the forward wheel to the base module, and then that enables us to have the LED matrix in also round rims, any rim with a horn hole. So that's one part that we're really proud of is this, and you can fully customize this. You can change the way the numbers are illustrated. There's animations for flag. There's animations for passing left, right. So it's pretty limitless to what you can do, and it's all controlled through SimHub. Some of the key features are, we have the button cluster at the top with the 4 buttons and the mini button. We call it the mini button. 2 rotaries, 2 funky switches, 4 buttons at the bottom, 2 thumb encoders, and this also is unique. The RPM LED or the SLI strip is 1 millimeter holes with a super bright LED, so you get a full 15:4 matrix on the front, which is kind of hard to do on a small form factor. And then another thing that's really cool about this wheel is on the back there's USB pass-through that you don't have to open the wheel and mess around with wires. So there's a USB-C connection, and there's dynamic power switching between the Lumberg and the USB-C. So if you have a powered QR or pass-through QR, it intelligently knows, I'm connected to the pass-through QR, and it prioritizes the pass-through QR. And then if it's connected to a Lumberg, it knows it's connected to a Lumberg and then prioritizes the Lumberg. So so it'll know which one it's connected to. So that's the best part about it. And these handles are interchangeable. We're going to come out with a full round D-shaped wheel of this, and then we have 3 or 4 options for round rims. There's a 300 D-shape,
Okay.
a 320 D-shape,
Yeah.
and then a full round at 320.
Okay.
And then both of them are perforated and Alcantara.
Do you guys plan to come out with like more rims over time?
Yeah, I mean typically we're coming out with about 1 to 2 new wheels a year, and I think we're kind of probably coming on. In the years to come, some will phase out, and some will be replaced. Similar to like the FPE version 2, this took over for the FPE version 1, obviously, right? So, it's continuously developing new product, and we're coming out with other things besides wheels, but that's kind of still in the development stages.
This Interlock launched on September 1st. How has the reception for this been so far?
Yeah, so it's been incredible. And I think that has to do a little bit with the price, because the price for a GSI, it's relatively low. It's not cheap, because it's a GSI after all. But it's probably been our second biggest release next to the Hyper P1. The FPE did really good, but this surpassed it a little bit. Unit count was higher because I think it's just more accessible for people, and it's just an easier buy. But we were surprised how many people bought the base module with the Ultra, and then they bought like every single round rim. People buy like 4 different options, so that was surprising. But it's been a hugely successful release, and I think I was managing my expectations because our best-selling rims are screened wheels, the FPE and the Hyper and the GT Max, this one. So this whole concept is new, and we were kind of like, let's see how the community reacts to it, but it's been just an overwhelming positive response.
How did your previous wheel designs, like the FPE V2, I know the GT Max 32 is probably the closest you guys have to a GT specific wheel with a D shape, right?
Yeah.
So how did how did you take the learnings from those and put that into this?
This is actually the first wheel that's been designed by two people, because Massimo Cubido, who's over there, he's our new, one of our lead designers, and he designed the front rim here on the Ultra, and I designed the back. Before, I was designing all the wheels just by myself, and you know, it's been great, but as we've grown, you know, we need to expand our output, right? So Massimo joined us about beginning of the year, and you know, he's also influencing a lot of new product, and yeah, it's funny because his prior experience and my prior experience with all this, we've learned a lot about what to add to the rims, and really learned a lot about ergonomics too, you know, like how a rim feels in your hand, the materials. A lot of it, even though it seems mundane, we believe the future of sim racing is pass-through.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, tell me about this
Yeah.
this pass-through system.
yeah, the pass-through QR provides data and power with a wireless, quote-unquote wireless connection from the wheel to the base. So, but it's not really wireless because all the connectivity is through a wire on the base side, right? So either the base is providing the power and the data, or a separate wire. But in the future, every base is going to have power and data connectivity through the QR. We're coming out with our new QR called the PowerLink QR, and we're going to have cabling and connectivity for all the major wheel brands. And we're going to release a white paper that'll explain how we do power switching, explain our pinouts, the PCB design, so the other manufacturers can either adopt it and provide a standard, right? So, so eventually, right, in the future, the lumber cable will probably go away, and we'll just have pass through, and that's a big deal. And for now, a lot of people do it, but they have to take the wheel apart. So this is the first wheel where you don't have to take the wheel apart. You just plug it in the USB-C, the pass-through comes on, and you're good to go. And then you have a quote-unquote wireless wheel.
We're here in the U.S.
Yep.
You're here in the U.S.
Yep.
We're both from Texas,
Yep.
and so it's one of the questions that well, you're my first interview, but one of the questions I'm going to be going around asking is kind of the big looming thing over businesses in the U.S., and that's tariffs.
Yeah.
Being a domestic manufacturer,
Mm-hmm.
on a first glance, on what certain people are saying about that should be very good for you. But I'm curious. I want to hear it from you. How have you been affected by tariffs?
I think they're not good for us. They're not good for European manufacturers. They're just not good for anyone. It's affected us in ways where we import all the bits and bobs. We hand assemble every wheel in the United States. So we do have an advantage that assembly portion and the finished product is assembled in the U.S. So we're a little bit. I don't want to say like shielded. We're not, because we still have to pay high tariffs on different parts that come in from China. But yeah, I think overall, I think tariffs have put like a wet blanket on the entire sim racing industry. I think in 2024, sim racing is still growing, right? But it's not. Tariffs have put a damper on the excitement, right? And it's just kind of created a lot of uncertainty. Now, if tariffs were consistent, it'd be different. We can plan for that. It's the uncertainty and the inconsistency of the tariffs that cause the biggest problems. And it's more sentiment than anything,
On a little bit lighter of a note, if someone watching this is considering getting into premium sim racing hardware, specifically steering wheels, for the first time, what advice would you give them?
If you're getting into sim racing, I think it's better to start with something that is a little bit on the lower end, like a Logitech or Fanatec, just because it gives you a taste of what sim racing is about. We cater to a very niche crowd, somebody who wants like the best of the best. So, obviously, we want to have as many people sim racing as possible. So I think if you want to start with another brand, it's totally cool. Graduate to GSI, and I think what we provide is not only a premium product, but sim racing is hard, and getting everything being up and running all the time, it's not easy all the time. So we provide the world-class customer service. When you buy a GSI, you could be spending thousands of dollars, right? But with that, you get the customer support and the experience that kind of comes with a premium product. So that's kind of like, we make sure everyone's happy all the way through ownership.
My final question, I think I might know a bit of the answer to this, but what's next for GSI? Do you have any hints that you might like to share?
Well, obviously in layman's term, we're going to build out a full ecosystem, so pedals, bass, I think the first 5 years we've been building up our brand and our brand recognition and brand name. And now we're looking to, our customer is a very passionate customer, and we're trying to build something where it's an open ecosystem. You can use any wheel and any base with GSI, and we're gonna, if we make when we make a base and when we make pedals, it'll be compatible with any of the other peripherals on the market. But we're gonna make a full ecosystem so that if someone wants to be GSI wheel, GSI pedals, GSI bass, that's gonna happen.
Very cool, very cool. That's an excellent roadmap. This has been Jose Gomez. I've been Cody, and thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Bye.